Costa. Well, I'm not currently employed, but I volunteer as a paralegal at Chicago Volunteer Legal Services. Would I like to be employed as a paralegal?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, that'd be great. I love volunteering though. But something that has prevented me from getting certain paralegal like internships and stuff is that I do have I rely on nursing care 24/7, and because of the nature of the work, there's a lot of confidentiality issues, and so like I was interested in one with juvenile, juvenile delinquency, but a lot of those records are sealed, and having not just myself but third parties like the nurses see it was not going to work. So that understandably didn't work out. Do I think that's preventing me from, or anything that's been preventing me from finding employment? Well, like, just finding, I wouldn't necessarily go for, say, employment really, but just finding positions. Just, again, I think it would be more difficult with nurses because it's again about the confidentiality, even with businesses, corporations, with contracts. It doesn't really matter. Criminal defense, whatever. There's always going to be a third person. There's going to be more exposure for the information, and lawyers and people, understandably, don't want that. But at the same time, it hurts me because I lose out on some of those opportunities. I know that obviously we're thinking about housing primarily, and I'm okay in that respect so far. But if we had what we are hoping to have, like employment reach out programs or training services, I think building contacts would help me in that way, and it would also allow me to help other people.
Why are you involved in
Well, I went to the University of Illinois with you, Esther, and we lived at Beckwith Hall, and it was great having being able to go downstairs and meet up with friends and people and work towards common things, talk about common issues, help each other out, be able to, if somebody dropped something or needed help and they were alone, I could, and it was hard for them to move, like if they're in a manual chair or something, I could run out and go to the floater and say, hey, this happened or that happened. And, it's good to help each other out. So if we can do that, not just on the basic level like that, but on the level of professionally helping each other out too, like, swapping professional services, then that would be great. And I think that'd be awesome. It'd be a great way to build community. It'd be a great way to help people, and I would love to be a part of that. At Beckwith, we had so everybody had to mostly arrange for their personal assistance on their own. Some came through Beckwith, and some lived there, which was good. But a floater was somebody who just wasn't assigned to a specific person, didn't have an agreement with a specific person, but was just out and available for whatever came up. When I was downstairs, on occasion, like when I was studying, if something slipped or I needed help, then yeah, I would use the floater. What keeps me motivated for working in a local community? That I would like to create
He
a
wants to switch, I can switch.
place where people with disabilities can find affordable housing outside of their families or institutions, and that where they can find help with other things, professional things as well. And that be great to help with that. I want to help create a place where people with disabilities can find affordable housing. Um, in my work with CBLS, I've come in contact with potential clients who have had to rely on either Section 8 or their families, and it can be very hard for them. So if they can find a place where they can afford to live, that's great. And obviously it's even harder for them to find gainful employment. So if we can help with that, it'd be great as well. I like living in Chicago.
Yeah.
The winters suck very badly, as do the falls and sometimes the springs, but the summers can be good. It's the cold. I don't like the cold at all. So that's one thing. But everything else, they do okay with curbs and stuff. Sometimes there are concrete cliffs instead of cutouts. But living in the loop, yeah, because there are a lot of restaurants I can walk to. Well, I call them restaurants. Some people would say fast food, but to me that's, pretty high class stuff. But there's a lot of places to live that I can walk to, and yeah, it's great. Not having to get in a van and get belted in and drive and then get unbelted. I think it would be a good spot for the able community because, people with disabilities, especially that are in wheelchairs, we don't want to have to be like, well, I can't go to work then because I don't have a driver, or it's really far to commute. If we can walk to different places, which in the city is very possible, or with public transportation, it's possible, then it makes it a lot easier. So I think it is a good spot, and I think it would help out a lot of people. I live in my own condo. I feel that I have a community.
Yeah.
I mean, I have neighbors. I have the doorman. I guess, I don't know, at this point, if I don't have a community, it's kind of my fault. But, because I like to stay in a lot. But, yeah. If there were a common area to gather with people and hang out, that would be better. That would be good. If there were more opportunities, would I be more social? Yeah, probably. I don't know yeah, it depends on the people, obviously, but yeah, I'd like to go down and talk with people and hang out, and just getting involved with people's, lives, helping people out. Yeah. What do I do for fun? A lot of video games or iPad games, TV, mainly football. That is life. Well, the Raiders are the best football team. They are my favorite. May not be winning right now, but we'll show later on why we're the best. And yeah. Well, California's a promised land. So, one day you gotta get out there And then it's just they're awesome. They always have the most penalties. They're the bad boys of the league, and they're but they still usually find a way to get some wins. The refs are always against them, but so they got Star Wars mascots, the best fans in the league. I don't understand why you wouldn't like the Raiders. People with disabilities would be interested in the community, obviously, first of all, for affordable housing, so that they didn't have to rely the whole time on their parents and their family. You never want to tell your family and stuff, I want to get out, I want to get away, because you don't want to make it feel like you're getting away from them, but at the same time, you do want privacy, you want to move out, so, they would have a way to do that now without it, that they could do for them viably in a way that their families don't have to be worried about it. Because a lot of times families will be like, I don't know where, they're going somewhere in a condo that's bare, an apartment that's barely accessible, and they'd be worried. So I think people with disabilities would be interested for that reason, and also to meet other people with disabilities, form relationships, and if we're able to get our thing going about helping people with employment opportunities and legal assistance and all that, then they greatly benefit from that too, because having to find something like that can be really time consuming and costly. So if we can provide it, one-stop shop, then it'll be great. When I was out now, in the city, I know that my parents were worried a little bit just about, they liked being there at night when I was in bed, because if I needed something and something happened to the nurse, they were the backups system, so I know that that was a concern for them. But, which is basically the role that the floater played it back with, was that they were the backup system. So if we could provide some kind of service like that at Able Community, it would serve to alleviate those kind of concerns.
How many hours a day do you need?
How many hours a day do I need my nurse? 24/7.
Is it hard to find people?
Is it hard to find people?
Yeah.
So far I've been able to do all right through Craigslist ads and referrals. So far, no serial killers. So, that's been good.
Would it be easier to have a pool of people that
Would it be easier to have a pool of people like that I met with?
Yeah.
Yes, in terms of things like one of my nurses that did a lot of work for me, like 3 or 4 nights a week, recently needed surgery, so extended leave, and so we had to kind of scramble to find people, and some of the people that we found were looking for temporary work, transitionary, and so we'd have coverage for a few weeks, but again, we'd be scrambling. So it would be good in the sense that if something did happen out of the blue, right now I have one person, so I can almost always rely on. But it's good to have a lot of people, obviously, so that the burden isn't only on that one person. Bennett, leave it.
What is it?
He stole the Raiders football. Hey, Mary.
Yeah.
Can you grab the Raiders football from Bennett, please? No, but you know, also just anybody who knows people with disabilities, or if they have family members with disabilities, they'll sympathize with that, the what we're trying to do, and they might want to help out people. And it'd be a great place for them to live. They'd also receive our services for employment training, as far as I understand, and legal stuff if we can help. And it's basically it'd be for anybody who wants to join the team. My own words. We're providing a way for people with disabilities to live on their own and to gain the resources and knowledge and skills they need to be able to continue to make it on their own, employment-wise, legally-wise, financially, everything. I think it's going to be a really good thing once we get it up and going, and I encourage people to come and check us out. If you saw, here they say, "Leave it, Bennett." That was my dog who took my Raiders football and may have killed it. So